intelligent people, ever evolving people. Hello. Today we are talking about the tough realities of life. You are very much qualified, you studied hard, but you're not getting employment. You have worked in a certain company for a long time, you understand the company, you have the qualification, but you are not getting a promotion. You have a brilliant idea that could solve the world's problems, but you are not getting funding. Why? Is it because different institutions and employers will not give people a chance, or are there actually valid reasons for this actually taking place? Because if there are valid reasons, this will stand no matter what we say about this. Before we get into that conversation, my name is Katla Sutwala, otherwise identified as Revolutionary Kia, on YouTube as well as on Instagram. On LinkedIn, I go by my full name, Katla Sutwala, and I am confident for the intelligent you when you need to be strategic about human behavior and optimize the performance of, optimize performance, get with the times, and whatever it is we're talking today. In this case, advance in human behavior and get an opportunity. So when companies don't give us an opportunity, the big break that we need, are they well within their thoughts? Are they fair in doing that, or are they just being unfair or inconsiderate? They are well within their thought. It makes the best sense, because no matter what you do, when you start something, you do not have a pattern of thought that you apply to processing that skill. And because of that, you will fail. That is just how life happens. In the process of learning, there is failure. And a lot of people need to change their attitude towards failure and stop considering it failure and start considering it as experience. So if you want to start being a participant of the economy, get that job, get a promotion, get your idea funded, start. Fail. The failing process is what we call the experience process. If somebody is out there doing something and it looks like their business has failed, no, they have not failed. They just have experience, because next time they get back to it, they're gonna try something different. They know what not to do. Unfortunately, with failure, the next person cannot tell you what not to do and exactly what you should do in order for you not to fail, because we have different minds that apply different things. We are in different situations, so you cannot take somebody else's failure and take it as your experience or your life lessons. You can't just listen to people talk about failure and you get it and you know what not to do in order for you not to fail. You need to get to it. You need to start seeing your mind do it. It's like when you are studying for exams. Have you realized when you're just watching somebody solve the problems, or you have an exam paper and you have an answer here, you're like, oh yeah, they call that the OES method. Oh yeah, this is how we do things. And the first time you're gonna do this without the answers in front of you, you struggle. You have no idea how they did that. Yes, you saw the answer, you thought it makes sense, but actually it does not make sense. All that is happening is because your brain did not go through the process. It did not form a pattern, and because it does not have a pattern to follow, you fail. The same concept happens in life. You can sit here and have a master plan, a great plan of how you're gonna do things and what value you can add, but until you've done that, you stand a high chance of failing, simply because your brain does not have a pattern that it can follow. So my advice to you would be, start doing something, start failing, start getting that experience, because the more you do that is the more your brain figures out a certain pattern that you have to follow in solving that problem. And that is when you get to a point where you are now investable, if I can say that. Your business idea becomes fundable, you become eligible for certain employment opportunities and stuff like that. Because where we are standing right now as people who are qualified, as people who have great ideas, is we are people with the oh yes method. You have the question paper, you have the answer, you say oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, I can do this. But when you start doing it, you actually realize that you can't do it and you fail, and nobody wants to be the person who is funding that process of failure. So start doing the practice, start establishing a certain pattern of thought that you have to apply in solving that problem, and then that is how you get to a point where you are fairly eligible to get that opportunity that you so badly wanted or still want.